The invitation. In the year 2150, Earth was no longer the isolated planet it once was. Humanity had reached the stars, exploring distant galaxies and meeting many different alien species. Space travel had become as common as taking a plane ride used to be. Among the many ships in Earth's fleet, the pride of humanity was the SS Unity. This massive starship was built with advanced technology and represented the best of human innovation. One sunny morning in the bustling city of New York, the government held a special meeting. Inside a large conference room, the most important leaders of Earth gathered. Captain Ilara, a strong and wise leader, was chosen to represent the SS Unity. She was excited and a little nervous. This was a big moment for her and for all of humanity. "Ladies and gentlemen," began Chancellor Morgan, the head of the Earth government, "we have received an invitation to the Galactic Expo, the largest gathering of species from across the galaxy. This is a chance for us to showcase our achievements and learn from others." As the words echoed in the room, Captain Ilara felt her heart race. The Galactic Expo was famous for its amazing displays of technology and culture from all the participating planets. It was also a chance for Earth to prove its worth among the stars. One of the leaders raised his hand. "But how will we compete? Other species have advanced technology that we can only dream of." Chancellor Morgan nodded. "That is true, but we have something unique. We have resilience, creativity, and a strong spirit. Captain Ilara, you and your crew will represent us. We believe in you." Ilara smiled, feeling a sense of pride. "Thank you. We will do our best to show what humanity can do." After the meeting, Ilara went to her ship, the SS Unity. She stood on the deck and looked out at the stars. They seemed to twinkle with excitement. This mission was not just about technology. It was about bringing humanity together and showing the galaxy that they were a force to be reckoned with. Later that day, Ilara gathered her crew for a meeting. The crew consisted of skilled individuals, each bringing their own strengths to the team. Sam, the ship's engineer, was known for his quick thinking and innovative ideas. Aisha, the pilot, had a knack for navigating through the toughest of space storms. Together, they formed a tight-knit team. "All right, everyone," Ilara began, her voice steady and confident. "We have a big task ahead of us. We will be representing all of humanity at the Galactic Expo. We need to showcase our flagship, the SS Unity, and demonstrate our capabilities." The crew listened intently as Ilara outlined their plans. They would need to prepare a presentation that highlighted Earth's achievements in science, art, and culture. Sam suggested a display of their newest technology, which could show how far humanity had come. "I can set up a demonstration of our energy shields and propulsion systems," Sam said enthusiastically. "This will show how advanced we are." Aisha chimed in. "And we should include something that reflects our culture, perhaps a performance of Earth's music and dance. It will help them see our humanity." Ilara nodded, impressed with their ideas. "That sounds perfect. We want them to understand who we are as people, not just as a species with technology." Over the next few weeks, the crew worked tirelessly. They designed their presentation, practiced their performance, and ensured that the SS Unity was in perfect condition. The anticipation of the Expo built within them. They wanted to make their home planet proud. Finally, the day of departure arrived. The crew gathered at the launch pad, their hearts racing with excitement. As they boarded the ship, Ilara could see the determination on everyone's faces. They were ready for this adventure. "Prepare for launch," Ilara called out, her voice echoing through the ship. With a roar of engines, the SS Unity lifted off, soaring into the sky. As they broke through Earth's atmosphere, the crew cheered. They were leaving their home behind, but the excitement of exploring the galaxy filled them with joy. As the ship traveled through space, they encountered beautiful sights. Stars shimmered like diamonds, and colorful planets whirled in the distance. The crew often gathered in the observation deck, marveling at the wonders of the universe. This journey was not just about the Expo, it was also about discovering the beauty of space. Days later, they approached the location of the Galactic Expo. The sight took their breath away. A massive space station hovered in the void, bustling with ships from various species. Each one looked unique, reflecting the culture of its home planet. As the SS Unity docked, Captain Ilara felt a wave of pride wash over her. They had come so far, and now they were about to step into a new world. The crew looked at each other with excitement and determination. "Let's show them what humanity is made of," Ilara declared, her voice full of enthusiasm. The crew cheered in response, ready to make their mark at the Galactic Expo. Little did they know, this event would change their lives forever and open doors to new friendships and adventures in the vast galaxy. The Galactic Expo begins. As the SS Unity settled into its docking bay, a mixture of excitement and anxiety filled the air. The crew stepped off the ship, greeted by the bustling atmosphere of the Galactic Expo. The station was a massive hub of activity, with alien species from all corners of the universe milling about. Each group showcased its own culture, technology, and achievements. Colorful banners and holographic displays filled the space, creating a vibrant tapestry of sights and sounds. Captain Ilara led her crew through the docking area, where they saw the stunning variety of beings that filled the station. There were towering reptilian creatures, small furry beings, and elegant figures with intricate designs on their skin. Each species had its own unique style and presence. The crew marveled at the differences, but they also felt a strong sense of unity as representatives of humanity. "Remember, we are here to show them who we are," Ilara reminded her team as they approached the main hall. "Let's be proud of our heritage and our achievements." The main hall of the Expo was immense. It was filled with booths displaying advanced technologies, artworks, and cultural artifacts from various species. Ilara's heart raced as she took in the sights. The humans had their own booth, which was set up to showcase the SS Unity and humanity's accomplishments. As they prepared for the event, Sam and Aisha set up their demonstration equipment. Sam fine-tuned the energy shields, while Aisha practiced her piloting skills in a simulated environment. Ilara coordinated with the performers who would present Earth's music and dance. Finally, the time came for the Expo to begin. Ilara stood at the front of their booth, ready to welcome visitors. She could feel her nerves bubbling up, but she took a deep breath and focused on the task ahead. This was their chance to shine. The doors to the main hall opened, and visitors flooded in. Curious aliens approached their booth, intrigued by the human presence. Ilara smiled and introduced herself. An alien with shimmering blue skin and large eyes stepped forward. "What do you have to offer?" it asked, its voice melodic and curious. Ilara gestured to the display. "We have advanced technologies, cultural performances, and much more. Today, we will show you our energy shields and a special performance that showcases our art and music." The alien looked impressed. "I am eager to see what you can do." As the crowd gathered, Sam began the demonstration. He activated the energy shields, which shimmered with a bright blue light. The spectators watched in awe as he explained the technology behind it. This shield can protect against various threats, including energy blasts and physical impacts. It is one of the many advancements humanity has made in defense technology, Sam said, his voice steady and confident. The audience reacted with murmurs of interest and excitement. Ilara watched with pride as Sam showcased humanity's ingenuity. Next, Aisha took the stage, piloting a small, agile craft that simulated a battle scenario. She maneuvered the ship through obstacles and displayed her skills with precision. The crowd erupted in applause as she landed smoothly. "This is what our pilots can do," Ilara announced, her heart swelling with pride. "We train rigorously to protect our planet and allies." After the demonstrations, it was time for the cultural performance. The crew gathered on stage, dressed in traditional Earth attire. As the music began, the crew danced gracefully, showcasing the beauty of human culture. The rhythms of Earth's music filled the hall, and the crowd was captivated. Ilara led the dance, her movements filled with energy and enthusiasm. The audience clapped along, swaying to the music. It was a moment of connection between species, a celebration of what made them all unique. When the performance concluded, the crowd erupted into cheers. Ilara beamed at her crew, who were all smiles and laughter. They had made a fantastic impression, and the energy in the hall was electric. As the day continued, many different species approached their booth. Some asked questions about Earth, while others shared stories from their own worlds. Ilara enjoyed every moment, feeling a sense of camaraderie forming between the visitors and the humans. As evening fell, the atmosphere shifted. An important alien delegate approached their booth, a tall, imposing figure with a commanding presence. The crew straightened up, sensing the importance of this encounter. "I am Ambassador Theric from the Xylax Federation," the alien said, its voice deep and resonant. "I was impressed by your presentations today. You humans have shown great potential. We would like to learn more about your technology and discuss potential alliances." Ilara's heart raced with excitement. This was the moment they had been waiting for, an opportunity to form connections and partnerships with other species. "Thank you, Ambassador Theric," she replied, maintaining her composure. "We would be honored to share our knowledge and explore opportunities for collaboration." As they spoke, the crew exchanged glances filled with excitement and disbelief. They had arrived at the Galactic Expo with hopes of showcasing their humanity, but they had quickly become a source of interest and admiration among the galaxy's most powerful species. The day ended on a high note, with the crew celebrating their success. They gathered in the common area of the SS Unity, sharing stories and laughter about the day's events. Ilara felt a sense of fulfillment as she looked at her team. "We did it, everyone. We showed them who we are, and they loved it," she said, raising her glass in a toast. "To humanity." They all cheered, their spirits high and their hearts full. The Galactic Expo had just begun, but already it was shaping up to be an adventure they would never forget. Little did they know, the days ahead would bring even greater challenges and triumphs as they ventured further into the galaxy. New friendships and hidden threats. The second day of the Galactic Expo dawned bright and lively. Ilara woke up with excitement, ready to continue their mission of showcasing humanity's best. The crew had received praise and interest from several species the previous day, and they hoped to build on that momentum. After a hearty breakfast, Ilara and her crew prepared for another day of demonstrations and cultural exchanges. They practiced their presentation, ensuring that everything was polished and ready to impress. As they arrived at the expo hall, the energy was palpable. The main area buzzed with chatter and laughter from visitors exploring various booths. Ilara noticed more species gathering around their display. The success from the day before had attracted attention. "Have you heard?" a nearby ambassador said to another. "They say the Cloaked Ones are from a rogue faction. They oppose the Galactic Coalition's efforts to unite." Ilara exchanged a worried glance with Sam. "We need to confirm this information." Meanwhile, Aisha and Lyra spoke with a group of delegates near the food stalls. They approached a familiar ambassador, a vibrant and cheerful being from the Lyran race, known for their wisdom and insight. "Have you seen those cloaked figures?" Aisha asked. "We're trying to learn more about them." The Lyran ambassador's expression shifted to one of concern. "Yes, I have seen them. They have been gathering near the perimeter of the expo. Rumor has it they are plotting to disrupt the event. Many of us are worried." Aisha's heart sank. "What do you think they want?" "Their motives are unclear, but they do not support the coalition's mission. We must remain cautious. I will inform my people to be vigilant." Back at the main stage, Ilara and Sam continued their preparations for the day's presentation. They gathered around a holographic display of Earth's achievements, showcasing the beauty of their planet and humanity's resilience. As they presented, Ilara's heart raced with excitement. "Today, we will show you the wonders of humanity, our culture, our innovations, and our spirit. We have faced challenges and grown stronger together. The audience listened intently, but Ilara couldn't shake her unease. Between segments, she discreetly scanned the crowd for any signs of the cloaked figures. Just then, a commotion broke out near the entrance. Ilara turned to see a group of delegates rushing towards the main stage, panic etched on their faces. The cloaked figures. They're trying to breach the Expo, one of them shouted. The crowd erupted into chaos as people rushed to find safety. Ilara felt her heart drop. They had to act fast. Sam, we need to secure the area, Ilara shouted, her voice steady despite the fear gripping her. As they moved to help maintain order, Aisha and Lyra rejoined them. We need to warn everyone, Aisha urged, her voice filled with urgency. Lyra, can you use your influence to get the other delegates to safety? Ilara asked. Lyra nodded, determination shining in their eyes. I will rally our allies. Stay close to me. With the hall in disarray, Ilara and her crew began guiding delegates towards safe exits. They worked together, their shared resolve shining through the chaos. Ilara spotted a group of the cloaked figures pushing through the crowd. Fear coursed through her, but she remained focused. We can't let them reach the stage, she yelled to Sam and Aisha. As they approached the cloaked figures, Ilara felt her heart race. We need to confront them. They can't be allowed to disrupt our mission. Sam nodded. Right, but we need to be careful. As they moved closer, Ilara could see the cloaked figures were armed. Her stomach dropped. They're here to fight. Just as they were about to confront the intruders, the crowd roared in panic. The cloaked figures began to shout, demanding attention. We are here to expose the truth. Humanity does not belong among the stars. Ilara felt her blood boil. We can't let them spread their lies. Sam stepped forward, his voice booming. You have no right to disrupt this event. Humanity has proven itself time and again. We deserve our place among the stars. But the cloaked figures only laughed, their voices cold and mocking. You think your show of force will save you. You are but a fleeting memory in the vastness of the galaxy. The tension in the air was thick. Ilara took a deep breath, channeling her determination. We will not back down. We stand united, and we will defend our place among the stars. With a signal from Lyra, the allied delegates rallied behind Ilara and her crew. Together, they stood firm against the encroaching threat, ready to protect their newfound friendships and the future they believed in. As the confrontation escalated, Ilara felt a surge of hope. They might be outnumbered, but they were not alone. Together, they would face the darkness and prove that humanity and their allies would not be easily defeated. With courage in their hearts, they prepared for the battle ahead, determined to protect their mission and showcase the true spirit of unity among the stars. The Expo had become more than just a gathering. It was a fight for their place in the galaxy, and they would not back down without a fight. The battle begins. The atmosphere inside the Galactic Expo was electric with tension. The confrontation with the cloaked figures escalated, and Ilara felt her heart pound in her chest. They were outnumbered, but the support of their allies gave her strength. This was not just about humanity's place in the galaxy. It was about standing up for what was right. Stay together, Ilara shouted, her voice ringing out over the growing chaos. We can't let them intimidate us. As the cloaked figures advanced, their intentions clear, Sam took a defensive stance beside her. We need to hold the line. If they get to the stage, they could spread their propaganda. The crowd of delegates, now rallied behind Ilara and her crew, began to form a protective barrier. Lyra's presence was reassuring. The Lyran ambassador's voice echoed with authority, urging others to stand firm. We will not allow fear to dictate our actions. Together, we are stronger. Suddenly, one of the cloaked figures stepped forward, revealing a face hidden beneath their hood. The individual's features were sharp and angular, radiating a chilling confidence. You think you can stop us? You humans are naive. The Galactic Coalition will crumble under the weight of its own lies. Ilara clenched her fists, feeling the surge of determination. We are not lies. We are a species that has fought against insurmountable odds and emerged victorious. Your attempts to sow discord will fail. With those words, the cloaked figure raised their weapon, a sleek blaster designed for intimidation. Ilara's heart raced as she realized they were ready to attack. "Get down," she shouted, throwing herself to the ground as blaster fire erupted across the hall. Sam pulled Aisha to safety, shielding her with his body. "We need to find cover," he urged, adrenaline coursing through his veins. "This is getting out of hand." Ilara felt the ground tremble beneath her as chaos erupted. Delegates scrambled for safety, shouting in panic as the first blaster bolts struck nearby, shattering a display and sending sparks flying. "Lyra!" Ilara yelled, looking for the Lyran ambassador in the turmoil. "We need a plan. We can't let them take control." Lyra, maintaining their composure, began coordinating with the other delegates. "We will form a defensive perimeter. Anyone with experience in combat, step forward. This is our chance to show our strength." As delegates rallied around Lyra, Ilara felt a sense of hope. The fear that had gripped her moments ago began to dissipate as the spirit of unity ignited among them. They were more than just a collection of different species. They were allies with a common purpose. "Stay focused," Ilara shouted, standing tall among her comrades. "We fight for our future, for the friendships we've built, and for every voice that deserves to be heard." The cloaked figures, emboldened by their initial success, pushed forward, but Ilara's team stood their ground. With a newfound determination, they began to fight back. Sam and Aisha moved together, using their agility to dodge blaster fire while returning shots of their own. Lyra and other ambassadors took positions, providing cover for their allies. Ilara could see the strength in unity as they worked together seamlessly, coordinating their efforts to push back against the attackers. The air filled with the sounds of blaster fire, shouts, and the thud of bodies hitting the ground. Ilara's heart raced as she dodged a bolt that zipped past her head. She could feel the adrenaline coursing through her veins, heightening her senses. "We can't let them intimidate us," she shouted, rallying her fellow delegates. "We are not just fighting for ourselves. We are fighting for every planet, every species that believes in unity." Just then, a familiar voice called out from the side. "Ilara." It was the Lyran ambassador, their face etched with urgency. "We need to flank them from the left. We can cut off their retreat." Ilara nodded, determination coursing through her. "Let's do it. We have to keep pushing." As they advanced, Ilara felt a rush of camaraderie. They were no longer just representatives of their respective planets. They were a united front against those who threatened their peace. The cloaked figures were taken by surprise as Ilara and her allies moved strategically, forcing them into a tight spot. Suddenly, a loud explosion rocked the hall, sending debris flying. Ilara ducked instinctively, feeling the shockwave ripple through her. "Everyone, fall back," she shouted, trying to maintain order amid the chaos. In the confusion, a cloaked figure broke away from the main group, sprinting toward the stage. "They're trying to get to the broadcast controls." Ilara realized, horror washing over her. If they managed to take control, they could spread their message to the entire galaxy. "Stop them," she yelled, charging after the rogue figure. Sam and Aisha were right behind her, determination etched on their faces. They pushed through the chaos, dodging blaster bolts and debris as they ran. The cloaked figure was fast, weaving through the crowd. Ilara felt a surge of adrenaline, her focus sharpened. As they closed the distance, Ilara summoned every ounce of strength. "We can't let them succeed," she urged her team. "For the sake of everyone here, we must stop them." With a final burst of speed, Ilara reached out, grasping the edge of the figure's cloak. They spun around, revealing a face twisted in anger. "You won't stop us," the figure spat. But Ilara was not afraid. "You underestimate humanity. We will defend what is ours." With one swift motion, She tackled the cloaked figure to the ground. Sam and Aisha joined her, pinning the assailant down as the chaos of battle raged around them. "Secure them," Ilara shouted, her heart pounding in her chest. "We need to prevent any more damage." Together, they worked to restrain the figure, determined to protect their friends and the Expo's message of unity. The fight was far from over, but they had shown that they would not be easily defeated. The strength of humanity, combined with their allies, would rise to meet the challenges ahead. As Ilara caught her breath, she glanced at Sam and Aisha, their faces lit with determination. They had come together in the face of adversity, and together they would emerge stronger than ever before. The battle for their place among the stars had just begun. The turning tide. The battle raged on inside the Galactic Expo, a chaotic clash of determination and desperation. Ilara, still grappling with the cloaked figure, felt the weight of the moment press upon her. Around them, blaster fire continued to light up the hall, while the cries of delegates echoed, mingling with the sound of destruction. "Get ready," Sam shouted, his eyes darting around to assess the situation. "We need to hold this position until reinforcements arrive." Ilara's heart raced. The cloaked figure beneath them struggled to break free, but they had managed to secure the individual's arms. "Who sent you?" she demanded, her voice steady despite the chaos surrounding them. "What do you want?" The figure glared back, their eyes filled with contempt. "You think you can stop us? We are merely the heralds of a greater truth. The coalition will fall, and you will be the first to see it." Ilara exchanged a worried glance with Aisha. "This isn't just about us, is it?" she muttered, piecing together the larger picture. "They want to dismantle the coalition from within." Sam nodded. "If they succeed in spreading fear and distrust, it will undermine everything we've worked for. We can't let that happen." As the trio struggled to contain their captive, Lyra's voice cut through the clamor. "We're receiving reinforcements. Keep holding them." Ilara could see more delegates rallying behind Lyra, their resolve growing stronger. Each ally who joined them was a beacon of hope, shining brightly against the darkness that threatened to engulf them. Suddenly, another explosion rocked the venue, sending a wave of debris cascading toward them. "Get down," Aisha yelled, pushing Ilara to the floor just in time to avoid the falling wreckage. As dust and smoke filled the air, Ilara scrambled to her feet, her heart pounding in her chest. "We have to find a way to turn the tide," she urged, glancing around to survey the chaos. It was then that she noticed a group of delegates moving toward the main control panel, their eyes fixed on the stage. "They're trying to access the broadcast controls," Ilara shouted, her instincts kicking in. "We need to stop them." Together, they pushed through the haze, dodging blaster fire as they made their way toward the stage. The sight of the control panel loomed ahead, and Ilara's heart raced with urgency. "Cover me," she called to Sam and Aisha. "I'm going in." As she sprinted toward the panel, blaster bolts whizzed past her, barely missing their target. With determination fueling her steps, she reached the panel and began to work frantically on the controls. Come on," Ilara muttered under her breath as she pressed buttons, trying to regain control of the situation. "I can't let them get this." Behind her, Sam and Aisha formed a protective barrier, fending off the attackers who tried to reach the stage. The cacophony of battle roared in her ears, but she focused on the task at hand. Ilara could hear the voices of the delegates growing louder, rallying behind her as they fought to reclaim their expo. "For unity," they cried, echoing the spirit of resilience that filled the room. Suddenly, the screen flickered to life, and the faces of the delegates appeared, their expressions fierce and defiant. Ilara took a deep breath, knowing this was her moment to shine. "Listen up," she shouted into the microphone, her voice steady despite the chaos around her. "We will not let fear dictate our future. This expo stands for unity, cooperation, and hope. We are stronger together, and we will not be silenced." The crowd of delegates erupted in cheers, their voices rising above the din of battle. Ilara could feel the energy shift in the room as they rallied behind her words. The cloaked figures, sensing their momentum slipping away, began to falter. "Stay together," Sam shouted, firing back at their attackers. "We are not alone in this fight." As the delegates stood united, a wave of determination swept through them. Ilara watched as they formed a barrier, pushing back against the cloaked figures who threatened their unity. It was a sight to behold different species, each unique, standing side by side, fighting for their shared values. Ilara felt a surge of pride swell within her. This was not just humanity's fight. It was a battle for every being who believed in a better future. "Let's finish this," Aisha yelled, her eyes ablaze with courage. Together, they pressed forward, pushing against the cloaked figures with renewed strength. With each advance, Ilara could see the attackers faltering, their confidence waning as the delegates united in their resolve. The tide was turning, and hope surged through Ilara's heart. Then, out of the corner of her eye, she saw a cloaked figure slip away, making a break for the exits. "No, we can't let them escape," she shouted, instinctively sprinting after them. "Sam, Aisha," she called, her voice cutting through the chaos. "I need backup." Her friends nodded, springing into action alongside her. They dashed through the remnants of the battle, determined to stop the rogue cloaked figure before they could escape with vital information. As they closed in, the figure glanced back, eyes wide with fear. "You can't stop what's already set in motion," they yelled, panic evident in their voice. Ilara felt a surge of determination. "We will stop you. This is not just about you. It's about all of us." With one final push, they caught up to the figure, tackling them to the ground. Ilara could feel the weight of their collective strength pressing down on the cloaked figure, who struggled to break free. "Enough," Ilara shouted, her heart racing. "You will answer for your actions." As they held the figure down, Ilara felt a sense of victory swell within her. They had turned the tide, standing united against those who sought to divide them. The Galactic Expo would not fall to fear or manipulation. But even as the battle raged around them, Ilara knew this was just the beginning. They had fought bravely, but the war for unity and trust in the galaxy was far from over. Together, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead, united in their purpose, ready to defend their beliefs and their future. The resolution. The echoes of battle began to fade as the last of the cloaked figures were subdued. Ilara, still panting from the chase, stood over the captured assailant, her heart racing. Around her, the remnants of the Galactic Expo lay in disarray, but the atmosphere was charged with a palpable sense of victory. Sam and Aisha joined her, breathing heavily but beaming with pride. "We did it," Aisha exclaimed, looking around at the united crowd of delegates. "We actually did it." Ilara nodded, her gaze fixed on the crowd, which had rallied together in the aftermath of the conflict. Delegates of different species were embracing, sharing words of encouragement, and celebrating their hard-won unity. The display of camaraderie filled Ilara with hope. Just then, Lyra stepped forward, a determined look on her face. "Thank you, all of you. You've shown that even in the darkest moments, unity prevails." This expo was not just a showcase of our technology, but a demonstration of our strength together. The crowd erupted into applause, cheers echoing throughout the hall. Ilara felt a warm rush of gratitude and pride swell within her. They had faced overwhelming odds and emerged stronger, not just as individuals, but as a collective force. As the delegates continued to celebrate, Ilara took a moment to gather her thoughts. She approached the captured cloaked figure, who lay on the ground, still struggling against the grip of her allies. "Why did you do this?" she asked, her voice firm but calm. "What did you hope to achieve?" The figure glared at her, their defiance palpable. "You think this changes anything? We will rise again. The coalition is fragile, and you are blind to the truth." Ilara frowned, recognizing the fear and arrogance wrapped in the figure's words. "Maybe we're not as blind as you think. Today, we prove that we can stand together against those who wish to divide us. The truth is not yours alone to dictate. As she turned away, the words lingered in her mind. This was not just about defeating a threat, but about fostering understanding among the diverse cultures of the galaxy. The Expo had ignited a spark, a realization that they were all in this together. The delegates began discussing plans for the future, emphasizing the need to strengthen their bonds further. Lyra called for a meeting to draft a new resolution, one that would affirm their commitment to unity and cooperation. Ilara and her friends joined the gathering, eager to contribute. Ideas flowed freely, as species from across the galaxy shared their visions for collaboration. They spoke about shared technologies, cultural exchanges, and joint efforts to protect each other from future threats. As the sun began to set outside the Expo, casting a golden light over the hall, Ilara felt a sense of purpose wash over her. They were not just fighting for their own survival, they were creating a legacy of hope and strength for generations to come. Together, we can make a difference, she said, addressing the crowd. We are stronger united than we could ever be alone. Let us ensure that this moment is not forgotten but serves as the foundation for a brighter future. Cheers erupted once more, echoing throughout the hall as delegates raised their voices in agreement. The camaraderie that had blossomed in the aftermath of chaos shone brightly, illuminating the path forward. As discussions continued late into the evening, Ilara felt a newfound sense of belonging among her peers. They were more than just representatives of their species. They were allies, friends, and family. They would face whatever challenges lay ahead together. Later that night, Ilara, Sam, and Aisha found themselves standing on the balcony of the Expo, overlooking the stars that twinkled above them. The vastness of space felt less daunting, filled with possibilities rather than uncertainties. I can't believe how far we've come, Aisha said, a smile brightening her face. From our humble beginnings to standing against a threat to the coalition, it feels like a dream. Sam chuckled, leaning against the railing. It's more than a dream. It's a reality we've built together, one step at a time. Ilara nodded, her heart swelling with pride. And it's just the beginning. We'll keep pushing forward, making sure that everyone knows that humanity and our allies will not be underestimated. As they gazed into the stars, a renewed sense of determination filled Ilara. The Galactic Coalition had weathered the storm, but the journey was far from over. They had awakened a newfound strength within themselves and among their allies. With their heads held high, they turned back to the Expo, ready to embrace the challenges ahead. Together, they would continue to write their story, a story of courage, resilience, and unity that would echo through the stars for eons to come.